What's up guys, Firewolf here, showing you guys the Gigabyte GS32Q gaming monitor. Huge thanks to Gigabyte for sending this out for me to review and showcase to you guys. This is a 32-inch 1440p gaming monitor that has a 165Hz refresh rate. You can also unlock an additional 5Hz with a simple overclock setting for a max refresh rate of 170Hz. With a retail price of just under $250 for a 32-inch 1440p gaming monitor, I want to know if the GS32Q is worth getting for your gaming desk setup. Diving deeper into the specs, we have a 31.5-inch SS IPS panel, with SS being short for super speed. With this super speed IPS panel, you get a 1 millisecond response time measured in MPRT instead of gray to gray like other monitors. The GS32Q also has a 100% sRGB color gamut coverage, a typical brightness of 300 nits, and has a non-glare matte coating to help you stay locked in bright settings. You get a pixel density of about 93 pixels per inch, which for me is a little low, but is still sharper than a 27-inch 1080p monitor. Before we jump into the performance of this monitor, let's unbox the Gigabyte GS32Q gaming monitor. It comes in this really large brown box. I'm really excited to see how this looks. Let's go ahead and open this up here. Alright, not the easiest to open up, but let's go ahead and see what else we get in here. Alright, first things first, we're going to have the base of the stand here. You can see it has a nice flat design. We have gaming on the bottom over here. It's nice and black, so I do like the fact that it comes in with a flat bottom stand, which saves a lot of desk space. You can see a nice wingtip screw for easy installation. Next, we have the arm portion of the monitor stand. It's definitely on the smaller side here, but it's also in a nice black color. For this side of the box, we're going to have a nice installation guide as well as some warranty information. And for cables, we're going to get a nice DisplayPort cable. And then we're going to have a nice US plug to connect to the monitor. And it looks like we have a nice little clip here for the stand. It's part of the cable management tray. Alright, let's get to the main event here. Go ahead and spread this open. Alright, here's the monitor itself. It's nice and large at 32 inches. I do like how the panel is on the slender side here. We got the nice little heatsink on the back. We see the fronts of it. We have a nice matte display here. No protection here whatsoever, so I would have liked to see some type of screen film just in case to protect against scratches. But other than that, this looks really nice. Let's go ahead and set this aside. Now for inputs, we get one display port, two HDMI 2.0 ports, and a 3.5mm headphone jack. I would have liked to see a USB hub or USB-C, but by keeping the price low, they're keeping the inputs simple and minimal. Alright, before we install the stand here, we do have a nice VESA mount 100 by 100. So if you wanted to mount this on a monitor arm, then you definitely can. First things first, we're going to grab our monitor arm portion here, and we're going to position it on the bottom. Should be able to tilt it up. Kind of slide it in. You can hear a nice click. Final step here is to grab the bottom plate here and position it on the bottom. And then we're going to use the wingtip screw here, and we're going to screw it in place. Okay, you want to make sure that's nice and tight, and now we're ready for liftoff. The design of this monitor is nice and simple with a sleek black color. The materials aren't the highest quality, but given the price, it's perfectly fine for me. I love the space-saving stand, which frees up your desk, which is great if you don't have a large desk. The cable management is good, making it easy to hide all of your cables with the included attachment. I like the thin bezels on the three sides of the display, and I like how the black just blends in nicely. In terms of ergonomic support, you can only tilt the display down or up. There's no height adjustment, swivel, or pivot, which really sucks, but thankfully the monitor sits at a comfortable height. You can always mount this monitor on a monitor arm for more flexibility. Now let's test out the gaming performance of the Gigabyte GS32Q using my gaming PC equipped with a Ryzen 7900X and an RTX 4090. While this monitor is not certified for NVIDIA G-Sync compatible, it does have AMD FreeSync Premium support, but you do need to make sure that FreeSync is enabled on the settings on this monitor. I also enabled G-Sync on NVIDIA control panel, and so far, gaming has been super smooth. There are gaming features under the gaming menu that can also improve your experience. My favorite is Black Equalizer, which adjusts the blacks to make it easier to see enemies in the dark. This is really useful for first-person shooters. There's Overdrive, which gives you that extra 5Hz, but keep in mind that when you turn this on, you also need to change the refresh rate on Windows display settings. FreeSync Premium, which I mentioned earlier, helps eliminate screen lag and tearing, and there's also Aim Stabilizer, which reduces motion blur, but this isn't available if you have FreeSync on. The fast 1 millisecond response time and overclock 170Hz refresh rate are awesome features for great gaming on a budget. Between the native 165Hz and overclock 170Hz, the difference is so small and unnoticeable, but I will still go for 170 to maximize this monitor's potential. There are no built-in speakers, so you'll have to rely on your headsets or external speakers. For the price of this monitor, 1440p PC gaming has been a great experience on the GS32Q. Testing out the PS5 on this monitor, you can enable 1440p output with support for 60Hz and 120Hz refresh rate, but sadly, variable refresh rate is not supported. For games that support 120Hz, you'll be able to enjoy fast next-gen gameplay, which is great. Since this monitor has no built-in speakers, getting sound out of your console without using headphones can be a little tricky. You can use a 3.5mm aux cable to connect to external speakers, which works fine, but I did notice some staticky noise when things were quiet. Dedicated headphones to your console might be your best audio choice. PS5 HDR gaming looks good, and having it set to 1440p looks just as good as a larger 4K TV. Using the GS32Q for productivity is decent. You get a large 31.5-inch display, which gives you a lot of space to use multiple windows. It's a flat screen with an aspect ratio of 16:9, but for me, the low pixel density can be a little harsh. For someone who is moving up from a 1080p monitor though, this will still be better. If you're someone who already has a 27-inch 1440p monitor, then moving up to this size would be a little noticeable in the loss of sharpness. But make no mistake, you can still be very productive with this monitor thanks to the size and accurate colors. The anti-glare matte coating is also good at deflecting harsh light sources, making this monitor very easy to use. So is the Gigabyte GS32Q gaming monitor worth getting for your gaming desk setup? It might not have the fastest refresh rate, the best colors, or a higher 4K resolution, but for the price of this monitor, this is a great value for those on a budget. I do wish the stand offered more features, but its simple and space-saving design is awesome for those with limited space. For just under $250 for a good 1440p IPS monitor with a fast 170Hz refresh rate and a large 31.5-inch screen, this is a great choice. If you're interested in getting this monitor or the many tech that you've seen in this video, I will have affiliate links down below, which also helps to support the Firewolf Tech channel. I hope this video was helpful for you guys and would love your support with a like, share, and subscribe. Firewolf out.